I have to admit, 2019 winter season of anime has been going on pretty good. I mean, there hasn't been that many great shows that I've seen in a long time. There are so many shows that I've actually watched that I'm very invested into. I'm very excited to see the outcome of it, and have a lot of potential behind them. But of course, every season you have to have that one show that's just, oh, it's just terrible. Oh, you just can't stand to watch it. Every time you put it on, you kind of hate yourself because you don't want to watch this show, and it's just kind of annoying, and you're not invested. Today, let's kind of look at Girly Air Force. Oh my. What can I say? I'm sure you guys have probably heard of Girly Air Force already. Most people have talked about it. I've seen a few videos of people talking about it and saying how bad it was, and for the most part it is true, the show is bad, but that was based on the first episode, which sucks. So I wanted to take a look at it a little bit deeper and watch a few more episodes as they came out. And honestly, has it changed at least a little bit? Has it changed my mind? And honestly, no, it has not. This show is still a steaming pile of crap. The basic premise isn't that bad. I mean, the whole thing about the Zai invading China, or the air, and kind of taking over, I mean, okay, whatever, that's fine. And then they have to make these girls, airplanes, these airplane girls. What? That's just so weird. It's so weird. The concept of the story itself is, or the whole idea is that these scientists make these special airplanes that are women, by the way. These are women airplanes, I guess, and they design them, and then they don't have enough energy to function, I guess, so they need this one guy by the name of K, who's from China, to get them the energy they need, because they'll fall in love with him, because it's basically another harem show, and it's just kind of generic that way. Yes, you did hear right, this is a harem show. That is, honestly, I don't think you could really get much out of it. It's just another harem show, and a pretty generic one at that. Nothing about this show really makes it that special. Even the concept itself of making women airplanes, which, I mean, while I will say, well, that's kind of original, it's not really a cool idea. It's just kind of lame, and the animation behind it is oh so terrible. But the harem aspect of the show is just really just dull. The characters aren't likable. I mean, it's been a few episodes, I get that, but man, is it just failing. The humor is just what? The characterization is what? Everything is a question. The show is really just not so good, and I haven't seen a show this bad in a while. Because last season, we didn't really have a show that was really horrendous. I mean, I guess Goblin Slayer was bad, and there's a few others that I did not talk about and I didn't watch. But for the most part, I don't know, this season seemed going pretty great, and then we got this. This is awful. This is actually really bad. I have not been this non-invested in a show in a long time, and nothing about this show is particularly special. The harem aspect of it, I mean, like I said, it's generic. It's just a bunch of girls that love this perfect guy, essentially. And I don't know really how to describe K. His personality is that he's angry and wants revenge. That's pretty much all I've gotten out of it, because they don't really do much with him. And in terms of the animation, I mean, it's okay, I suppose. This isn't a full review, by the way. This is just me discussing my thoughts on this show and just telling you guys, please stay away from it. Don't watch this show. Maybe this is a review because I don't like it. Now, don't misunderstand me. I was not really willing to give this show another chance after the first episode, after seeing that awful CGI on the planes. Even though, granted, it's not the worst I've ever seen, it's still pretty bad. I don't know. I just kind of checked it out to see if it would get a little bit better, considering there are shows like this that were meh on the first episodes, but then the rest got really good. And in terms of harem this season, there are other harem shows that I find to be much more interesting and much more engaging and much more unique. The Quintessential Quintuplets is a good example of a show that's very unique and very charming and honestly kind of original compared to other shows that I've seen. So I really like that show, and I hope you guys can go check that out instead. It has like 2 or 3 episodes out right now, so you can get into it right now. Girly Air Force, it's as generic as you can get. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea. It's really just failing so far. And like I said, it's not just the animation, which seems to be what everyone complains about, the animation of the show. While, yes, it is bad. It's not as bad as some might say. There are worse. But it's mostly just the characters and how lazy they've made them and how stereotypical they are. Let's just get a perfect human being, K, to save the day. And let's just make these girl planes. What? I'm sorry. I still I still can't get behind that idea. It's so weird. I've seen a lot of weird anime in my time. A lot of weird anime. And this is just, while this is very weird, it's very little substance so far. I do hope that it could change at least a little bit, maybe get a little bit more funny, a little bit more entertaining, some substance out of this show. So far it's not doing it for me, but maybe it's doing it for some of you. The 2 people who actually gave this show a 5-star. What do you see in this? What do you see in this, really? Anyway, that's all I had to say. I just had to talk about this show, Girly Air Force, because it was so surprising. And I'm so sorry that you guys had to endure this. Man, does this show suck. Stay away from it as much as you can. I might do a full review once the show is out completely. But for now, this is my personal not recommendation. Don't watch this show. As always, have a nice day. I'll see you next time on One Fair Review.